I remember the first time I tried to take the subway and I'm like, why did I come here? Do I feel happier in Korea? That delicious. How easy was it to make friends? I ordered 2 because they're so good. Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm really excited because I'm going to be doing a sit down mukbang style Q&A with you guys. It has officially, I don't know how, but it's officially been a year since I moved to Korea. By the time this video is up, it will have been almost a year and a month, I guess. But yeah, it has been a crazy year, and I asked you guys on Instagram if there was anything you wanted me to talk about, if I were to do like a reflecting video, and you guys sent in a ton of good questions. So today I'm just gonna be sitting down and going through those questions that you guys sent in on Instagram. So today we are gonna be munching on some bhc, which is pretty much a chicken shop here, but they have more than just chicken. And then I also have my lemon sparkling water. Delicious. All right, before we get started with you guys' questions, I wanted to quickly talk about the jewelry that I'm wearing, because this is the jewelry that I have worn in, no joke, I think my past 10 videos, because I got this stuff over a month ago now and I have not taken it off since. I literally wear this every day. And this jewelry is actually by Ana Luisa, and one of the good things to come out of 2020 is my partnership with Ana Luisa. I started working with them back in February, and ever since then I've gotten new pieces, and it's safe to say that I'm obsessed with everything. If you guys can't tell by now, I have a very simple jewelry style. I pretty much always just wear like 2 gold chains. That's how I like it. I feel like it goes with everything. You can dress it up, dress it down. So if you guys don't know, Ana Luisa is an online jewelry shop. They have jewelry ranging from necklaces, they have rings, bracelets, even earrings. And one of the things that initially stuck out to me about this company was their core values. Their jewelry is made from low impact and recycled materials. In fact, all of their gold is 100% recycled, and the same goes for their sterling silver. All of their diamonds that they use are fully traceable, which is mind-blowing if you know anything about the jewelry industry. Their prices are also really affordable for what you are getting. As I said, I started getting pieces from them at the beginning of this year, and so far I've collected about 6 or 7 gold necklaces from them, and not one of them has tarnished. And I will sometimes leave mine on in the shower, sometimes I've gone in the ocean with it, and it is still in perfect condition. So if you guys find something on Ana Luisa's website that you like, you can actually get 10% off using my coupon code. I hope that answers some of your questions. I know usually on every video somebody does ask where I get my jewelry. It's from Ana Luisa, and thank you to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video. All right, I don't know about you guys, but I am ready to dig into this. I think first I'm gonna have a cheese ball. Now let's try some chicken. Chicken is so good. All right, so 1 year in Korea. I cannot believe it, you guys. Like, it's just flown by so, I want to say quickly, but at the same time it does feel like such a long year. That was probably the longest year of my life, not in a bad way, just so many, you know, things, so many new things happen, and I feel like when that goes down, it ends up being a long year. I just want to say thank you to everybody that has supported me and that has sent me kind messages, whether it's through Instagram or my YouTube comments, anything, just any kind of support over the past year. It has meant so much to me. Every day when I go to bed, I'm not kidding, I thank the universe for you guys, because you guys are just, you mean so much to me. So yeah, and also be sure to stay tuned until the end of this video, or at least skip through to the end of this video if you're wondering what my next move is. I get a lot of questions about that. Am I staying in Busan? Be sure to stay tuned until the end of this video, because I'm going to address that at the end. All right, so starting off, I want to give you guys a little synopsis of where I was this time last year. It's the beginning of September. So this time last year, you know, I just moved here. I'd only been working at my school for a couple of weeks, and you know, I was still like really just settling in. Everything was so new, and I was really unfamiliar with, you know, not only where I was living, but just Korea. I was unfamiliar with Korea. I also was so not used to being in a place that you had no friends or, you know, no family. Back home, I had maintained friendships in the States for like over 10 years. So I have some really solid friends there, and it was so strange for me to come to a place and, you know, not have anyone. So that was just something that I really had to get adjusted to. That kind of leads me into my first question, which was, how easy was it to make friends? I get a lot of questions about making friends abroad. So, you know, making friends was not easy. Making, you know, I think like solid best friends It was not easy. And when I first came here, I was really lucky because a couple of my coworkers befriended me and they would always invite me to go out, and that was awesome. But you know, it took me a long time until I was able to meet a couple people that to this day, like, I could like call them up at any time of the day and I know that I would be able to talk to them. I think this is something that everyone maybe struggles with a little bit when they move abroad, is finding good, solid friendships. And I definitely do think doing YouTube helped me out a lot with making friends, because so many of my friends in Korea I have made from being a YouTuber. However, I've also made 2 of my really good friends here in Busan, just, I guess, normally, not through YouTube or the internet. So it definitely is doable to have both Korean and foreign friends. I really just encourage you to remember that nothing worth having comes easily. So if you've lived here for a couple months and you still don't have like any friends, it's not a big deal. You know, it takes time, and I've always told myself I'd rather have a quality friend over quantity number of friends. So I would much prefer having like 1 or 2 really good friends rather than like 10 friends, you know what I mean? Okay, so we're gonna try the sodok now. So this is rice cake and this is sausage, and there is a delicious cheese and I think like a sweet sauce on here, I think. So good. I ordered 2 because they're so good. Okay, next, somebody asked, how long did it take you to truly feel at home? I don't think I'll ever feel truly 110% at home in Korea, because at the end of the day, home feels like a place that I have, you know, my family at, and my family doesn't live here. So that is something that will always be missing. I do think I started feeling really comfortable here though around, I guess, maybe February of this year. It took 6 months living here until I really started feeling, I don't even want to say like settled, but I just felt like I kind of knew what was going on. I dealt with a ton of different situations. And yeah, I mean, I'm still to this day, like, you know, I've only been here for a year. That's not a long time at all, so I'm still learning new things every day. But I think being able to go through the entire fall season and then most of the winter season, that's like half a year. So that was able to give me a good amount of time to really settle myself in. And I had also gotten my dog over here in Korea in December. So I really did not feel at home until I had her here with me, just because Cleo's like my daughter, you know, I had to have her with me. But yeah, once Cleo made it here, I really got into a good routine. You know, just having a pet to look after, it gets you in a good routine. So I feel like that also contributed with feeling at home. Okay, now we're gonna try one of our hot dogs. And it also has that delicious cheese dusting. So delicious. Okay, somebody asked, how did you deal with building a brand new life and having to adapt? How did you adapt? So this is something I was thinking about, and I don't think you can necessarily prepare yourself for this. You know, there's only so much you can do to prepare yourself to pick up, move across the world, and put yourself into a whole new country, you know, when you totally are not used to that. So I think the best way to adapt, or how I dealt with that, is just by taking things one day at a time. And you gotta remember that you're not alone. You know, there's so many expats here in Korea. You know, part of moving to a new country is feeling uncomfortable and not feeling in your comfort zone. But that's what it's about, and you should know, you know, when you're signing up for moving to Korea, you should know that you're gonna be in a lot of situations, especially right when you move here, that are just gonna make you uncomfortable, and you're gonna question yourself. You're gonna be like, why did I come here? What am I doing? Something that can really help you adapt though is becoming a part of a community. So there are a ton of like Facebook groups on the web, on Facebook, that are for foreigners living in Korea. So we can post on there, you know, is anyone doing anything tonight? Is there any kind of club I can join if I like doing, you know, swimming and stuff like that? So that is another great way to adapt, is just by immersing yourself into different communities and situations. I thought this question was funny. Somebody asked, how did I adapt to taking trains, subways, etc. Because I know it seems so intimidating moving somewhere that uses full-on public transportation. I had never lived somewhere using 100% public transportation. I had a car since the age of 18, and I was definitely nervous. I remember the first time I tried to take the subway, I think I got on the wrong one or something, and I ended up just taking a taxi. I don't even remember at this point. But it's funny because now I use the subway several times every day, and it's so easy. And the same goes with, you know, taking the bus or the train across Korea. It's really not complicated. Luckily, Korea is very small, so if you do mess up, chances are it's not going to take you long to get back to where you need to be. But don't worry, if you're moving somewhere with public transportation, it is so easy. You will have it down in just a couple days. All right, let's have more of this chicken. I love popcorn chicken because it reminds me of my childhood. Okay, somebody asked, do I feel happier in Korea? If I had to pick yes or no, I would definitely say yes. I think I'm doing more stuff in Korea right now than I would be doing if I lived in the States. I think I have achieved more in Korea. I think I felt more self-fulfilled living in Korea, and overall that does make me feel happier. But that doesn't mean that everything about life in Korea is better than life in the USA. But overall, I feel so lucky, and I think I've had a great experience here. It hasn't all been rainbows and butterflies, but I've had just some incredible experiences. Somebody asked, how did you go about finding a place to get your hair done, your nails, etc.? There are plenty of Facebook groups out there that you can go to for all of your beauty needs. If you live in Korea, just DM me and I will send you the links to them. Okay, we're gonna have another cheese ball because these things are freaking delicious. Okay, somebody asked what are the highs and lows of working in Korea. So this is based off my experience. I actually didn't work here for that long. I only worked here for about 6 months until my school shut down. But from what I experienced, some of the highs were being able to just socialize and immerse yourself into a full-on, you know, a Korean institution. Working at a hagwon, and I'm sure it's the same working at a public school, you know, you're fully immersed. You are, you know, some of the only, if not the only foreigner in the building. I loved being able to celebrate different Korean holidays or just different holidays in general when I worked at the school, such as Chuseok and Christmas, Halloween, Seollal. There was just a lot of stuff for us to celebrate, and that was always a lot of fun. One of the things that I just had a hard time dealing with, I eventually got used to it, was just the busy and long working hours, as well as there's not really like sick days if you work for a hagwon. So I remember, hagwon, by the way, if you don't know, is a private school, and then you have other teachers here that are working for a public school. Public schools, from what I understand, you do get sick time off. But when you work for an academy, like I had food poisoning one day, and I was at the school and I, in front of everyone, just because like I couldn't take the day off. But I will say I think I got really lucky, and overall I had a great working experience here. Someone asked if there were any moments that I thought, wow, I'm so glad I moved here. And yeah, absolutely. Not only this summer, I've had so many this summer, but just overall, I think one of my most exciting first moments I had here was when I got my apartment by myself. The school obviously provides you an apartment, but I was able to save, and I moved myself somehow into this apartment, and that was just a really great feeling because it was that first step I had here of like true independence, being able to do something like that. Even really simple things like being at dinner with someone, like someone that I truly love and cherish, and just, you know, being in the moment and being like, oh my god, I love this moment right now. I feel like you have a lot of those moments when you are abroad. Or other simple things like taking Cleo to the puppy cafe and the owner just dressing her up and having so much fun in just the most random of random places. But yeah, those are just a few of those moments. Somebody asked what is the hardest part of living in Korea, and I think it's just being very far from family. I think that's the hardest part for me, just knowing that I can't just quickly drive like 10 hours and go see my family. It's a whole like 20-hour process to get on a plane and all that stuff. And you know, now in COVID times, like that involves quarantining for 2 places, you know, there and back. Kind of bouncing off that topic, somebody asked, are you planning to go back to the USA? I was really hoping to spend a couple of months this summer in the USA, but obviously with everything going on, that is just out of the question right now. Thank God for technology and that I've been able to stay in touch with everyone via, you know, FaceTime and texting and stuff. Because man, if we didn't have technology, that would be so hard to function during these times that we cannot travel. But yeah, a lot of people are wondering if I'm gonna go visit. I want to, but not doing it in the foreseeable future. I don't honestly think I'll be able to go back this year at all, but we will see. Gonna try and stay positive and hopeful. And a lot of people are wondering if I ever see myself moving back to the States or if I see myself living in Korea for the rest of my life. I don't see myself living in Korea for the rest of my life, but I definitely see myself staying here for a while. I think Korea is a really fun place if you are younger. If you're in your 20s and your 30s, I think it's a great place to live. But I personally don't think I would enjoy living here as a 40, 50 something year old, because when I am at that age, I just think I want to be living on an island, seriously, and just, you know, not being in like the hustle and bustle of the city. So yeah, I could definitely see myself staying here for a while, but not for forever. This is so good, you guys. If you guys live in the States, you have to make this. It's so easy. Somebody asked if I would do anything differently before moving to Korea, if I could do it all over again. And I think the only thing I would do differently is just take more time to learn Korean, because had I sat down for those 2.5 months before I moved here and taken Korean very seriously, I could have learned a lot in a really quick amount of time. All right, you guys, if it looks like I'm sweating, it's because I am. My apartment is so hot. I turned off my AC because it makes a really loud sound if I film. All right, so that leads me to my next question is, what is next? Are you leaving Busan? What are you doing? So I got an apartment here last November, which means my lease here in Busan is finished at the end of November, and I have decided that I'm going to be moving to Seoul next. So I'm currently down here in Busan. It's the second largest city of Korea, and I'm gonna be packing my bags and moving up to Seoul in the fall, which is really, really exciting. And it's just funny because when I moved here, I would always visit Seoul, and I would always say, I'm never gonna move there. It's too busy. I like Busan, and you know what, guys? I love Busan so, so much. This was a really hard decision for me because I'm so incredibly comfortable here. So comfortable. You guys know I love it. I love my beach mornings, and what I've realized in life is the only way to continue to grow and for me to really stay kind of on track and motivated is just by taking risks. And I just think I should just move it there. I'm just gonna go. And I'm really excited to see how it is moving to a different city. I'm very pumped to be around more of my friends that live there. And as far as what I'm doing career/academic wise, I am going to be enrolling in language school up in Seoul. So I will be going back to school, but that won't be until the winter. So that is what I have going on for me next. I know a lot of you guys have been wondering, like, Adrienne, what are you doing? And somebody also asked, why do you want to stay? Which I think is a really cool question. And I just want to stay because I love Korea. I feel like there is so much to see and to do here and so many people to meet that it's gonna be a while, I think, until I'm ready to call this journey quits. Like, I really can't even picture when that time will be, just because I'm so content with being here right now. So yeah, I hope that answers the question if you've been wondering what I'm doing next. Also, a lot of people have wondered if I'm going back to teaching. I don't think I will be. I plan to pursue other career paths instead of teaching. So with that being said, I think I'm going to close the video off here. I am getting pretty full, and also your girl is breaking a sweat because it is so hot in here. But I just want to thank you guys again for making this such an amazing and fun, rewarding, great year for me. You guys have played a huge part in it, and it's really fun for me to be able to look back on my old videos from when I first moved here and just see like those times. If you plan to move abroad, I would definitely recommend making a YouTube channel and documenting it, whether those videos are private or live. You will be so grateful that you have that content to look back on. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this mukbang Q&A style video. Let me know if you want to see more of these. Also, let me know, what do you want to see me eat next in my next mukbang? Let me know down in the comments. But that's all for today. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye guys.